Fantastic victory versus Millenium. Let's take it back to the start. Tell me about the picks and bans and what the plan was for you guys.
Yeah, so the plan was to ban out Jasu and Kassadin, which are the really strong champions, and we feel that Kerp is comfortable at them. And also we banned Annie, because we don't like to play against her.
Talk to me a little bit about some of the items that your guys picked up during the course of the game. We've seen Overpower going Spirit of the Spectral Wraith on Ziggs, and you yourself actually picked up a Relic Shield on Thresh, which is something we don't see very often.
Okay, so Relic Shield is like most supports pick Doran's Shield first on the lane, but I knew that Lulu and Tristana don't really auto-attack much at lane because they will lose to Thresh and Ezreal. So only thing they do is just use spells and go back. So I don't really need the passive from the Doran Shield. So I can just go for the Relic Shield, which gives me HP regen and some health. So yeah, I can get some more gold.
Yeah, and transitioning into that, where you were up in the lane against a Lulu and a Tristana, and you guys had Ezreal and Thresh, and it's not the most common AD picks we see. How was that lane matchup early, mid, and late?
Yeah, so it was really passive early in the game. It's like I go try to harass them, I just go to spells and they instantly go back. So we just both played passive and farmed up to the teamfights.
Explain to me how Roccat makes some decisions in the mid-game. You guys managed to pick up a kill on Aranea and then rushed Baron instantly. There was no delay at all. Who makes those calls and how do you react so quickly as a team?
Okay, so we had the ward on the river and we caught Elise. And we saw in the same moment that Tristana is bottom. So I was like, guys, let's just go Baron, Baron, Baron. And everyone just listened and we went for it.
So are you the shot call in that situation because you got the hook, or is it sort of a team decision, you know?
In this moment, I just realized that Trist is bottom and they had no jungler. So only the possible way they can steal the Baron was Gragas. So yeah, I just decided to go, but it's not like I'm the only shot caller in the team. It's like if everyone sees something, he calls it and we go for it. But most of the times it's me, Jankos or Overpow.
So you guys needed to make that calls in the mid game because early game didn't go the very best for you guys. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, I think we have to work on the early game as the team because we struggle sometimes, like against SK. Even if we had better early game, we still lost it against them, and then we just lost the game in like 1 minute because they had better late game. So yeah, I think we do much better in mid and late game than most of the teams. So thanks to that, we can come back often. But yeah, we have to work on our early game.
How does a team like Roccat work on your early game? What's going to be more important in your mind? Solo queue for the mechanical decision making, or more scrims where you've got like lane champions?
I think we have to focus more when we scrim and try to use our jungler better in the early game.
Can you maybe elaborate on that a little bit? Would you like him more in your lane specifically, or?
Well, we sometimes don't think about the game. It's like we play with our habits and just jungler walks in the same place most of the times. So yeah, I think we have to focus more and think way more when we play.
I've got a question about how Roccat prepares for the LCS games. I recall a little while ago, I think it was in Week 1 or Week 2, you guys were saying that you plan your picks and bans a lot, spending an hour or 2 hours a day talking about them. What's the thought process? What helps Roccat in deciding what to pick and what to ban?
Okay, so we have like a list of the champions we don't like. Then we think what enemy players play. We see what they picked in LCS, in scrims against us. So if we don't like a champion and he plays it, then we just ban it. And we think what is like the biggest threat.
Okay, is that the main way you prepare? How do you prepare personally, and how do you take losses? Maybe last week when you guys lost versus SK and Fnatic, do you take it on yourself and think, what did I do wrong here?
Yeah, I think everyone thinks what he did wrong alone, and then we just think what we did wrong as a team, like bad rotations, bad calls and stuff. And against Fnatic, I think we played pretty good. In the early game, we lost hard because of the first blood, but still we could come back. and the game was close, but against SK, they just played much better, and this loss was much harder to take.
You guys have certainly recovered. Good victory from you guys versus Millenium. And now we're going to see what the summoners at home have to say. At the top of the show, we asked you to hop on Twitter and tell us which team or player you expect to surprise the European LCS this week and why. And here are some of your responses. The first one is from @MonopolyGuy776. I think Jesses will really step up. Last week he did really well and he has big potential. He will surprise this week. And I know you were impressed with him last week.
Yeah, I was very impressed by Jez's play on the Friday in particular. I also loved talking to him in the interview. He seemed very humbled. He seemed actually quietly confident after the team chat. And SK playing 2 games tomorrow, so there's going to be a lot of pressure on Jez's to repeat those performances.
Absolutely. And then the last tweet is from @DiscoCharlie. I think it will be Nif finally stepping up in Crepo's shoes and making the hype real. You, of course, played against Nif already. Where do you think he's at right now?
I think he's doing good, but not as good as before. I saw he was training Leona a lot, and he played really good today, I think. So yeah, it's hard to say if he will do good or bad, but today he played much better than before.
And those are some sweet tweets, but we still want to hear more from you. Be sure to find us at LOL Esports and use the hashtag LCS to join in on the conversation. Now we're nearly ready to head into the